So Stephen, Fleetwood on Saturday, it's a huge game, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. The next 4 games are huge for us. You know, we're playing the teams in and around us, which gives us a chance to claw back some points, climb up the table. We always knew these were going to be the big games that not make or break you, but have a real determination where you are at the end of the season. We've played 2 very hard away games in Pompey and Sunderland, but we're not being judged on them. I judge myself and judge the players on that, but overall, as a whole season, we won't be judging that. These are the games where we have to pick up points, and as you say, it's a big game starting with Fleetwood on Saturday.
And they're on a good run, aren't they? Because they've leapfrogged Morecambe now out of the relegation zone. Yeah,
there's probably about 8 teams in the relegation battle. It'll probably stay like that unless somebody gets a run together. And it's important that you beat the teams around you. But we've shown we can beat them. We've shown we were very comfortable against them at times. They haven't changed loads. When we look at their style of play, it's very, very similar to the previous manager, same team as the previous manager. So there's not going to be any surprises. They've had 2 very good results. They play a nice style of football as well. So we know what they expect. But we're at home. We'll try and take the game to them. We'll come and press them and try and stamp our authority on the game.
And psychologically, you've got the fact that there was that Cole Stockton wonder goal to win the game at their place in the 94th minute.
Yeah, one of those would be great again. Preferably 3 or 4 in the first few minutes and everybody can relax. But no, I'm not sure that game will have any bearing on Saturday's game. As you say, they've won their last 2 games. They're on a little bit of a high, playing with confidence. I think we will play with more confidence than people believe because our performance at Pompey was good. We're still making the same errors, which we have to take out, or we have to take the individuals out when we get that opportunity. But we did play well. There was good performances. There was good team performance in large spells of that game. So we will go into it. We've had another week to work on what we want, and as I say, it's a big game for us. Where if we can get 3 points out of that, it certainly sets us up for the Christmas period.
Are you tempted to keep things similar to the Pompey game?
Yeah, I am. I can't because again we've got more injuries. So Scott Wooten will be out between 4 and 6 weeks, we think. Ryan Delaney's only just back to training today. He really struggled after the game with a kick in the calf, not quite as bad as we first feared. But so 2 centre halves will be missing. So whether I'm able to keep it the same, I definitely can't keep it the same with Scotty. But we'll have a little look. We've worked on things, and maybe the system works for us. It worked last week for us, so we'll look again without revealing too much.
And one positive from Portsmouth, as well as the performance, as you talked about, was John Obika, wasn't it?
A huge, John was probably my biggest signing, that I believed, and that he was only making his debut 6 months into his contract. So it tells you, what a struggle he's had. It certainly gives Cole somebody else to play up alongside, and now you've got Jonah and Arthur fighting for places. Unfortunately, Courtney Doufus has broke down again, so he'll be out for another 2 weeks with a knee injury. But we've still got 4 strikers, which fits into probably the way we're playing, and John certainly adds to that, and we're delighted for him because he's one of the nicest guys you can meet in football. You talked about it being a home game. That's important, isn't it, with another big Mazuma crowd behind you? Yeah, it'd be great to get the crowd behind us again. They have been, as I said, the Sunderland game, the Portsmouth game, as people staying in the hotel, everyone very, very positive. The boys were clapped off the pitch because they've seen the efforts they're putting in. We are not winning games at the moment. We've lost our last 2 league games outside the Buxton game. We haven't won in a few weeks, so it's time to turn that around. As I say, if we take the game to them, we have the crowd with us. Again, they don't know how important it is when a young group of boys have complete backing, and voice your disapproval at the end if you need to, which everyone's entitled to, which they haven't done. Nobody's done that. There's a lot of togetherness here, right from the boardroom all the way down. We believe in what we're doing. We know we need to be better at certain things. We know we need to add people to the squad, which we were always going to have to do. But listen, there's a lot of decent stuff going on. There's a lot of decent stuff going on in the background. There's a lot of good play on the pitch, and we have to not get too down about results at this moment in time because we're not going to be defined by the last 6 weeks. We'll be defined what happens going further forward now. Are you confident you can bring those new faces you want and need in January? I'm hoping. January's a really difficult transfer window. We don't have loads of money. You can't go and throw £1 million at it. You have to persuade people to come when you're down the lower reaches of the division. You probably have a list of 10, and you end up getting the opportunity to get one of them. So we just have to be ready to go, which we are. We've done our due diligence on a lot of players. So we've got a number of things floating at the moment, and it's just about getting things finalised. But when you're dealing with agents and dealing with clubs, everyone's got their own agenda, so it's difficult. But look, we'll get there. As I say, we've got plenty of options, plenty of people we're speaking to, and it's just about people putting pen to paper at this moment in time.
We have to talk about coronavirus and Omicron and an increasing number of games being called off. What are your thoughts, and how confident are you about the immediate future of football?
It's a worry, isn't it? You know, when you see the amount of games getting called off. We're very lucky here. We've got every single player double vaccinated. And I think every player will have the booster on Tuesday, so we're very lucky in terms of that. In terms of the general aspect of football, you know, it's a concern. A lot more games called off this weekend. I think there needs to be clarity why they're called off, how they're called off. You know, what are the rules to call the games off? You know, I think there needs to be a little bit of clarity now, with it becoming a real problem. But hopefully, you know, we can get through this period where nobody wants to see football cancelled and nobody wants to see football without fans. You know, it's not real. That certainly, you know, it was something that was very unenjoyable. You need fans in stadiums. We have to find a way around it. You know, ultimately, people's health is the most important thing, but we have to try and learn to live with this and find ways around it. And as I say, first and foremost, get clarity when games can and can't be called off.
MazummaMobile.com